Hello listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned as always to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Good day, learners. Welcome to Home Management class. My name is Saratu Ishaya, and today we'll be taking a topic: sex education and marriage. The subtopic is boy-girl relationship. Boy-girl relationship. Now, in the outline, we have introduction, we have guidelines to ensure a healthy boy-girl relationship. The guidelines to ensure a healthy boy-girl relationship. We have sex education. We have elements of sex education. Then we have courtship, and under that, we'll be treating factors to consider when choosing a partner. Factors to consider when choosing a partner. Then we have the summary and assignment. Introduction. As adolescents mature into adulthood, they need to be properly taught on the issues relating to relationship, sex, and marriage. At this period, it seems natural to have friends of both sexes. It is important that the boy-girl relationship be made as healthy as possible. Now, when you hear the word healthy, it means it's okay, it's good. So as adolescents mature, they want to have relationship, that is the boy-girl relationship. But now as we proceed, you will now learn what it means to have a healthy or unhealthy boy-girl relationship. Now, guidelines to ensure a healthy boy-girl relationship. Guidelines to ensure a healthy boy-girl relationship. 1. Parents should establish effective and open communication channels with their adolescent children. This will help in checking the types of friends they keep. Now, at this point, I'll plead with parents try to establish an open and effective communication channel. Let it not just be issue of, come here, let me send you. Where are you going to? That is not what a communication channel is. But you tend to find out the kind of friends your children are keeping, their problems. Try to go beyond just being a father that hushes a child when the child talks, or a mother that just shouts on the child when the child talks. But you should go beyond that and be friendly. Be your children's friend. That is the only way they can gain confidence and explain or discuss with you some of their issues. And from there, you get to understand who their friends are. Number 2, children should also feel free to discuss their problems with their parents. Now, it's a two-way traffic. Parents should try and make it very effective and open to their children, and children on the other side should try by all means to be free with their parents. Discuss what your problems are, and that is how you have a healthy relationship with your fellow people around you. Now, number 3, adolescents should choose friends who have good character and behave in socially acceptable ways. They should seek their parents' approval of their friends. Now, what does it mean to have a good character? You should have friends that exhibit good character in the neighborhood, that when people see you with them, because there's this saying that goes, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. If you're walking about with people that smoke, that people that steal, and some other things, other social vices in the society that are not good, the moment your people see you with such people, they assume that that is exactly what you are also doing. Some of these adolescents will pass while the elders are sitting, they don't greet. And you are moving with such people. And gradually you start behaving like them. So it is proper that you move with people or fellow adolescents or your peer group that have good character. And they should also seek their parents' approval of their friends, because when your friends come over to your home and your parents try to tell you that this person doesn't have a good character, please give a listening ear so that you'll be able to keep away from such friends. 4, they should choose friends for who they really are and not for what they possess. What does it mean to choose a friend for who that person is? Know who your friend is. Is that person good or bad? How is that person's behavior? Not because that person is rich, and as far as you're concerned, because he has what he can give you, then you just make that person to be your friend. So actually choose a friend who is really good and not for what he possesses or what she possesses. Now, healthy relationship among adolescents who have common interests and are sincere to one another can last long. If you have common interests, if the things of God are what you discuss always, you talk about your school, education, how you improve one another. Because we know iron sharpens iron. When you sit down to discuss good things, meaningful things that you engage yourself in, especially now that you are not going to school, you sit down to discuss what will help you in future. Then such a friend, and if you are open and sincere to one another, it will definitely last. Now, sex education. By the time adolescents start establishing free relationships with the opposite sex, they should be correctly taught about sex-related issues. What did I say again? They should be correctly. It means when we talk about being correctly taught, it means there's an incorrect way of teaching that sex education. Now, sex education is simply an instruction about sex-related issues. Most parents in our society shy away from introducing their children to sex education. The children are left to obtain incorrect information about sex from their peers, from their friends, from magazines, from internet, etc. Now, if you don't do it as a parent, there are people outside that are ready to teach your children. But it might be wrong. They might teach them the wrong thing. Among peers or among friends, they'll tell you, you have never slept with a girl, then it means you are not up to a man. You have not smoked anything, you have not done this, you have not done that, it means you are not my friend. But if you sit down with them and correctly put your children in line, teach them the right thing, what they need to do, what they need to know about themselves, what they need to know about the other sex, then it means you are actually teaching them the correct thing. Elements of sex education. 1, adolescents should understand the sex organs and their functions. Know your sex organs. As a male, you should know your sex organs. As a female, you should also know your sex organs. 2, adolescent girls should maintain optimal hygiene during menstruation. They should use good absorbent sanitary pads and should have a bath at least twice a day. Now, during your menstrual cycle, as a girl, as an adolescent, you should maintain proper hygiene. Use good absorbent sanitary pads. Make sure you take care of yourself. Take your bath so that you now help yourself, so that you don't have body odor. And from there, you can even get infected with a disease because you've stayed for too long with a particular sanitary pad. 3, adolescents should not indulge in unhealthy sexual experiments and activities, which can lead to some consequences. Don't indulge, please. Don't indulge in unhealthy sexual experiments. You want to experiment this thing. You want to know what your parents are doing. Please, when it's the right time for you, when you have your own husband, you can know whatever you need to know. So long as you are being taught at home, you don't have to do the experiment. For example, a girl will lose her self-respect. You can lose your self-respect because you've indulged in such experiments with some men. They may contact different kinds of sexually transmitted diseases. We have gonorrhea, we have syphilis, and at the end, some people can even get HIV, which can transform to AIDS. A girl is at risk of having an unwanted pregnancy, abortion, etc. Some will have that unwanted pregnancy, and because this thing is done in not on a healthy way, they want to abort it. Some have even lost their lives in the process of abortion. Now, courtship. Simply put, this is the relationship that leads to marriage. When you start a courtship between a boy and a girl, or a man and a woman, then that is the relationship that is actually leading to what? Marriage. Factors to consider when choosing a partner. Factors to consider when choosing a partner. 1, love. This should form the basis for any marriage. It may come suddenly, or it may develop gradually over time. The love that leads to marriage should be able to stand the test of time. Now, if you love your partner and you get married to that person, when the chips are down, when things are no longer okay, maybe formerly he could afford some, maybe 3 square meals, and now he cannot afford it. Because of the love and understanding between the two of you, it will be able to stand the test of time. A lot of marriages have crashed today because the love they had for one another at the beginning was actually questionable. Maybe it was actually infatuation. It was not love. 2, Compatibility. Partners should share similar interests, likes, and dislikes. They should be compatible in as many aspects of life as possible. Where they differ, they should work towards understanding each other for a better home. Try as much as possible to show your true self in all situations. Now, at this point, I will explain something. On many occasions, when you have a relationship, people tend to pretend. They don't show who their true color is. When you are angry, you don't show because you want that person to marry you. Show who you are. Let him love you for who you are. Let your partner understand the true person that you are. Not after marriage. That is why some will stab their husbands, some will kill their wives. Because they didn't actually show them their true nature, their true color. So it is proper that you show your true self in all situations. So you get to understand your likes and your dislikes. And that is how you continue. 3, economic security. Economic security. The young persons contemplating marriage should ensure that they are economically ready to do so. That is, to start their home, they need to make adequate provision for the basic necessities, that is, food, shelter, etc. It is at least important for the man to be gainfully employed or financially stable. As we all know, the man is the head of the home. At least you should be gainfully employed, or if you are into business, then at least you should be financially stable. You should be able to provide your family with the basic necessities. Food, shelter at least. All that should be made available. 4, character. One should choose a partner with reputable character. Choose a partner with reputable character. Now, you choose a partner with reputable character so that you will be able to be compatible with one another. It is proper that you choose a partner that has a reputable character. Because when people see you going around, just like I said about choosing your friends, your life partner should be someone that people respect outside because of who he is, how he does these things, and what people have come to know him for. 5, parental consent. Inasmuch as your parents might not be the ones to choose a partner for you, it is important to seek their consent and blessings as you plan to start a home. I know your parents might not be the ones to choose for you, but please, as you choose your partner, it is very important that you seek the consent of your parents so that your family or the home that you're about to establish will be a blessed home. 6, health. It is advisable that intending couples should undergo a genotype examination in a reputable hospital prior to marriage. This should be followed by counseling in order to prevent the bearing of sickness. Now, the following genotypes exist. A, the non-carriers of sickle cell, that is AA. B, the harmless carriers of sickle cell, that is AS. And then C, the actual sickle cell, that is SS. I take that again. A, the non-carriers of sickle cell, that is AA. B, the harmless carriers of sickle cell, that is AS. And then C, the actual sickle cell, that is SS. Now, an AA can marry anybody from the 3 groups. An AS should not marry an AS or SS, as this will result in giving birth to a child or children with SS. It is also important to let your partner know if you have any underlying sickness or illness, so that he or she will not be taken unawares after marriage. If you have any underlying illness or you have any sickness, please do make sure that your partner is aware of such an illness or sickness, so that that person will not be taken unawares after marriage. Now, I take the summary. Remember, we've talked about the introduction to sex education and marriage. That is, what did we talk about? The boy-girl relationship. And I told you that as you mature into adulthood, please try to make sure that you help yourself by keeping a healthy relationship between the boy and the girl. I also told you the guidelines. I said your parents should try and establish effective and open communication channels. And when you open that communication channel, your children will be free to discuss their problems instead of going out to discuss with their friends. And I said it's a two-way traffic. The children too, on their own part, should try by all means to feel free to discuss with their parents. At this point, I will plead especially with the fathers. Fathers, please try and get close to your boys. Try and get close to your children. It doesn't just end at you going to get the daily needs of the family. You should also try by all means to discuss issues with your children. Be friendly with your children. Let your children not be too scared of coming close to you. Because they are so scared, they cannot discuss issues with you. At the end of the day, they will have to go and discuss with their friends. It doesn't have to be my daddy or mommy give me transport for school or money for feeding. No, it should go beyond that. Please try to know them better. What they like, what they don't like. It might interest you if you ask some fathers today the birthdays of their children. They don't even know. And some mothers, you'll be surprised too when you ask them, they don't know. Do you know the best food of your child? Do you know their best colors? Do you know their friends? Do you know their best subjects? Try by all means to know all of that. Then we talked about sex education. We said it is just a way of establishing free relationships with the opposite sex, and that if we have adolescents, if they are not correctly taught about these sex-related issues, they will get this information from outside. And we said the sex education simply is an instruction about sex-related issues. We said children are left to obtain incorrect information about sex from their peers, from their friends, from magazines and internet. So we should take our time to please teach our children at home. Then the elements of sex education. 1, we said adolescents should understand the sex organs and their functions. We said again that adolescents, that's the girls, should try and maintain optimal hygiene during their menstrual period. And that, the third one, I said adolescents should not indulge in unhealthy sexual experiments. They should not indulge in any unhealthy sexual experiment. And that's number 4. I said all this can lead to some consequences. And I listed the consequences. I said girls will lose their self-respect. They will look at you as a public toilet because you're jumping from one man to the other. So you lose your self-respect. The moment a man brings such a girl to the house, they will say, this girl is not compatible. We don't like this girl because of your attitude. And in the same way, the boy too, you can also lose your respect. Now, courtship, I said, simply put, is the relationship that leads to marriage. And then I said the factors. 1, I said love, which is the ultimate and then the basis for every marriage. 2, I said compatibility. You should try to find from your partner, make sure you share the same interest likes or dislikes. 3, I said economic security. Be sure that at least the man is gainfully employed or financially stable. 4, I said you should have one that has a reputable character. 5, I said we should try and seek parental consent. Though they may not be the ones to choose your partner for you, but at least you should try to seek their blessing. Health, I went down to explain especially that of the sickle cell. I said we have the non-carriers of sickle cell, that is AA. We have the harmless carriers of sickle cell, that is AS. And then we have the actual sickle cell, that is SS. Now, I will go down to the assignment. 1, explain the guidelines to ensure a healthy or a wholesome boy-girl relationship. Explain the guidelines to ensure a wholesome or a healthy boy-girl relationship. 2, list and explain any 4 factors to consider when choosing a partner. Again, list and explain any 4 factors to consider when choosing a partner. Number 3, what is sex education? And then why is sex education important for adolescents? I'll take the assignment again. Number 1, explain the guidelines to ensure a wholesome or healthy boy-girl relationship. 2, list and explain any 4 factors to consider when choosing a life partner or when choosing a partner. 3, what is sex education? And then why is sex education important for adolescents? Now, I have a reference book for you, Home Management for Schools and Colleges by Elizabeth Anyakwaha and Margaret Elua. Home Management by Elizabeth Anyakwaha and Margaret Elua. Now, if you want to contact me for questions or comments, commendations, I am Sarah Twishaya. My number is 08065731058. Please only via SMS or WhatsApp. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning.